Video archive 43, live person long. Entry $1.04. Exit $1.24. 18.8% gain. Trade duration 4 trading days. Welcome to my trading charted. All right, it's been a while since I did one of these. Been traveling. I was in Florida, Kentucky, seeing some family and friends. See, how do I share my screen here? We go. All right, so what you're seeing is my trade right here. As you can tell, a lot of time has elapsed. It's been busy. These 70-hour weeks, 70 plus hour weeks, and lifting 4 days a week really keeps me busy, but it's a pretty simple trade. So you can see I'm going to kind of do a macro rundown on what I see happening. You can see we basically expressed the range of this head and shoulders. Reversal formation. There's some harmonics in here. Trade spotting is talked about. Check them out. You can see we had this higher high. This high was a test of the 200 period moving average on the daily and the bottom of this gap. Heavy divergence on that. You can see we have 3 touches. There's, whoops, the first 2 and the third one. So after we got those 3 touches, you can see we had a significant retrace back down to $1, back to that psychological level slash that level where the delisting notice got, where the narrative took a transition from, this brutal death trend from 72 down to 40 cents. Then we got back above $1, beat the delisting notice, and now it retested that narrative, one could say. At least that's how I was looking at it at the time of this trade. A little bit of confluence here. For my entry, you can see we had a deep 886 retracement for my entry point at 104. You see we went a bit lower, 101, but held that level. So I entered here at 104. Oh, you can kind of see it on the daily. And I'm gonna zoom in so you can see a bit more. So we'll go to the 4 hour. We're gonna look at the RSI now. Um, you can see we had this consolidating, right, in some sort of pattern right there. And on the RSI, as each of these lows got put in, we were getting higher lows on the RSI. So to me, that spoke of, it's kind of a feeling or some form of experience informing my gut that this is a signature I see when the RSI is coming back to take the center line. So I set my stop below. You can see this diagonal line I have on here. I was somewhat experimenting. I usually don't use diagonals to set. I don't think they're that significant, but sometimes I'll use them to set stops. But you can see it's these highs, and then it acted as support. So I figured if it breaks below there, we're gonna see, something significant happen. So I set my stop loss right below there, and it was also right below $1. I was a little nervous about that because we have this, quick wick down below $1, but there was I think that was when like the carry yen trade, as they call it, blew up. So there's some extreme external market forces at play that caused that extra volatility. You can see we had a strong reaction there. So I was a little worried about getting stopped out. Didn't end up happening. I wasn't worried about losing a little bit of capital on that. I'm going to zoom in here for the 1 hour, get rid of some of these lines. This is really where you can start seeing the signature I liked on the R side. You can see, boom, every time we touch that horizontal, oops, we're holding that. So right there's a good entry point. And I think there's a slight divergence. So you have 101 low there, 10, I guess not quite divergence, but I guess it's slightly because right here is $1.01. Here's $1.01, and you can see this one's slightly lower than this, low on the RSI, but I just like that because at least from here I can at least trade it up to the center line and take a small gain, from a couple percent. But it ended up playing out to my favor. explore my exit here for a second. You see it had did a 0.5 retrace. I exited at the 382. Caveat though, it wasn't so much an exit as it was getting stopped out. I ran my stop way too tight, trying to protect my profit on it. Yeah, like I barely got stopped out running it at 124. It came out at what 122, but it turned out to be a good play because that 135 right here was the high. Um, and that was really it. There really wasn't much more to it. I guess we could explore the RSI signature a bit here. I mean, you got this high on the RSI, which is slightly lower than this one, but you can see price is significantly lower. So I wouldn't. It's not traditional divergence, but go to the 1 hour then. Look at that beautiful peak in the. I guess it does show up here, at least what I traditionally look for. But that was my Lipson trade. This occurred in September 23rd to I got stopped out the 27th. Got another one coming.